Hey guys, Charlie here. Welcome back to Conquering Kerbal Space Program. We are about ready to leave the station and move ourselves to Minmus with the space and stuff. I'm refueling the monopropellant supply on the vessel. I've refilled most of the fuel that we need, I think. So we should be fine. We have all of our monopropellant stuff is all good to go. Great. That's what we needed. So let's close this up now. You'll notice this habitation, this life support status window is open, and that's because I've been playing around with some stuff and doing some testing, and the habitation ranking, right? So this is a new mechanic with USI life support in the newest version, at least as of 0.5, version 0.5 of this mod, which was made for version 1.2.2 of KSP, which is what we're on. Okay, all that stuff is the boring stuff is out of the way. Good. So habitation, Kerbals can only be away from Kerbin for so long before they get homesick and want to come back. There are two different rankings, two different, sections to that. And I've only been paying attention to one section. I haven't been paying attention to the other, and the other I think might be even more important. So you'll see that there's hab and home on each Kerbal. Right? Each Kerbal has a hab and a home ranking. Now, pilots and scouts, scouts will always have indefinite. They can stay in space as long as they want. They never get homesick. Scouts are like the ultimate explorers, right? They don't care. They never want to come back to Kerbin. They don't need to come back to Kerbin. Pilots can be the same way if a certain number of conditions are met, and right now the conditions are met. There's enough support. There's enough habitation on the whole vessel. The multiplier for the pilots is, I'm probably saying this wrong. It's not the multiplier, but there's ability for pilots to have the same as what scouts do. So currently, the conditions are met. However, when we leave the station, there won't be enough resources, there won't be enough space on this vessel for the conditions to be met anymore. And so what will happen is the pilots will end up getting the same ranking as everyone else. Now, here's the problem. On my way to the station, Kerbals had about a 9-day habitation ranking, which means after 9 days, they will want to be moved to another vessel, or they need to be moved somewhere where they are not currently at so that they can be happy. They don't like to be in the same spot on the same craft and all that stuff for too long. The problem with that is that it doesn't give me enough time. 9 days does not give me enough time to do the mission on Minmus. So I thought if I dock to the station first, that will raise their habitation ranking and then we can just go. Well, that does. It does work for home. It works for the home ranking. So there's enough amenities on here. There's enough stuff to where they're like, yeah, cool, I like space. I don't need to go back to Kerbin right away. But as soon as I undock from the station, I'm showing you footage right now over top of this probably. That is a little test that I just ran where I got away from the station a little bit just to see what would happen. And it turns out we get a really short habitation time all over again if I pull away from the station. So I had to, redock to the station again, and I'm trying to think about like how I want to do this. And I'm thinking what I need to do is because it works on space. It works on available space on the craft. And it's kind of powerful. I think it's maybe too powerful. I kind of want to go into the settings for this and maybe tweak it a little bit to make it a little bit more forgiving because, quite honestly, this is Kerbal Space Program. These are Kerbals. They love space. Kerbals are like the ultimate adventurers of space, right? They love space. But the thing is, after 9 days, they turn into tourists. Like I can't even reach Minmus on like any given time. Your ability to get to Minmus, to orbit Minmus, is between like maybe 7.5 days to like 12 days, 13 days, depending on when you decide to leave Kerbin and the angle and how much, depending on your rendezvous with Minmus, it could take you between 7.5 days, 7 days to 12 days, 13 days, and the problem with that is it doesn't give me enough time. Even when I reach Minmus and get in orbit, I still probably need to go around a few times before I'm ready to actually deploy these things to the surface. That all takes time. I can't have them turning into tourists. So, because it's based on time, I actually need to offload some of these Kerbals and not take as many with me, at least in this trip. So, I'm going to move some of these Kerbals off the space plane and put them on the station for now. And I've been trying to transfer them the old-fashioned way, like this. Like I take Patrick, for example, hit transfer, and I want to move him to this Pioneer module here, right? I've been trying to do this, and I'm clicking, and nothing's happening. It's just not working. And I'm thinking it's because, well, something's bugged with stock, obviously. That's the way stock's doing it. It's bugged. I can't do transfers. I've had this happen in the last video, or in the last episode. You guys didn't see it because I just edited it out and went fast with it. But same thing happened with Fulgura. When I was trying to get him out of the station so I could break down the stuff on these tanks. He was over somewhere else. I think he was in, well, I don't remember where he was in, but he was in one of these other modules, and I needed to get him to the zoology bay. Excuse me. I needed to get him to the zoology bay so I can get him out, because there's only 2 exits on the station. This science vessel here, the science station here, and the zoology bay. I didn't put the airlock on there. I overlooked that because, well, the last time the station was built, there wasn't a need for it, and now there is. So anyway, long story short, too late. We're going to have to move some people off of here, and I can't do it with the stock transfer method, so I've installed another mod. I didn't want to install more mods, but I felt it's required. It's a necessity. So I've installed Crew Manifest, and Crew Manifest is going to help me do all the transfers. So we're going to take Transfer Crew. The vessel everyone is coming from is on the left. The vessel they're going to is on the right, and then a list of the inhabitants of that vessel are in these boxes here. So inside the cockpit of the plane, we actually have a full roster of people in here. We certainly don't need everybody. In fact, I'm going to get rid of everybody except Andre. Andre is our space plane pilot for this time. So Cody is going to move to, I think, maybe just one of these habitation modules, one of these habitation rings. He's a colonist. He's definitely going to be on Minmus soon, but I don't think it's necessary to do it now. Maybe it's this ring? That's that ring over there. I think I want to keep him on this side. Well, yes, I'm going to keep him on this side. Just so I can know where they are. The station has a huge capacity for Kerbals, so we're not going to have any problems whatsoever. So the green highlight is the vessel where they're coming from. The red is where they're going to. Here's a list of everyone here, and Cody is going to go out. And that's it. The transfer's complete. Cody's now over here. So I think Sandriel, I want to put in this Pioneer module right here. So I need to find in the list. And the thing is, I really like the way stock does it, you know? I select a Kerbal, say transfer, and then point to the one you want them to go to. I love that system. I think it's way better than this one. It'd be different if I could like select a part like this and it would be automatically selected in this list, but I don't think it will. I don't think it actually works that way. Nope. Not that I can tell anyway. No, I don't think so. Check colony rewards, that's cool. I don't know what that means, but we'll look at it later. Okay, so I'm gonna use the Tundra Pioneer module. Tundra parts are the station parts, Duna parts are the base parts. That's the only way I'm able to tell these two apart. So like the Pioneer module, logistics module, etc. Okay, so that's this one, and I want Sandriel to go there. Tito, you are the tourist, and the tourist is going to go in one of the viewing cupolas. I think it's this one. I think that's everything. How many crew are left on the plane? We have one in the cockpit, one in the logistics, 2 in the Pioneer module. I want to keep Kit and Jaden. Actually, you know what? Kit. Kit is in the wrong module. These 2 modules, the logistics module and Pioneer, they both have mech-jebs. They both have mech-jeb units installed. But I noticed that I actually forgot to do that for the agricultural module, and so Harvey's going to have to, like, drive it himself. No SAS or anything. So I think what I'm going to do, actually, is I'm going to move Kit. Can I do it with stock? Will it let me? I hope so. Let's try. It's not letting me even click the button now. There we go. Kit. Transfer to agriculture. Come on, stock. Nope. Won't let me do it. Okay, never mind. So Kit is going to go in the Duna agricultural module with Harvey. And that will give the agricultural module SAS. So that'll be good. I think we're ready then. There should be about 5 Kerbals on the plane, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I don't think there's anyone else. Tundra Hub, no. Yeah, we're good. So there's 5 on the plane. Hopefully that gives us more than 9 days. It's really the only requirement I have is that it gives us more than 9 days. Are we good with monopropellant? Looks like we are. Yes, we are. I was filling that up at the start of the episode, so I would hope that we are. Okay, let's close the cargo bay. I think we're ready to go. How is our science experiments doing on the station? We're getting Eurekas. We need to build up the Eureka supply. I did the transmission on the prograde already. I really messed that up. You need Eurekas, man. You got to get those Eurekas. Okay, so let's go, I guess. We're just going to undock this plane and wish everybody luck. Undock, yeah. So we have station view. The station's moving, because that's what it does. Every time I undock something, it just moves. No matter what I do, that's always the case. Let's tell the station. Does the station not have a mech jeb installed? Did I forget to put a mech jeb on the station? Oh, that sucks. All right, I need to put a mech jeb on the station. Need to remember to do that. Let's go control from here. Make sure we're controlling from the research lab. And then we want to point normal, please. And we should always have SAS on with the station. The SAS should always be on the station to keep its orientation like this. If the orientation flippy flops and moves around, it'll be a lot harder to dock with it. And there's no guarantee if it gets certain, if it starts pointing that way towards the sun, then the solar panel doesn't get any sunlight. To where this orientation is perfect. It provides us with a great way to dock to it reliably every time. It provides us with a very consistent and constant, always on solar energy on this giant panel, provided of course that the planet isn't blocking us. But I like the station a lot. I'm really proud of the station. I think I was more proud of the station in the previous save because I actually built it, to where this one I built it in the VAB and we brought it back. But I could have built this one too. I could have built it the same way I built the last one. So this is simply a way of getting the series back going. You guys understand? Okay, never mind. Now you're gonna notice it says pilot has indefinite. And everybody has 8 years, 8 years, 8 years. The pilots have indefinite, and then there's habitation's 4 years. That's because we're able to share the habitation with vessels that are within 150 meters, okay? So we're sharing our habitation rank right now because we're so close. But you're gonna notice pretty quickly here, as we get further and further away from the station, let's maybe speed this up a little bit. Here we go. Okay, so it just changed. We're no longer sharing, and you can see that the pilots, as well as everyone else, now have a 16-day habitation. So after 16 days, if they haven't moved to a new craft, in 16 days, they're gonna turn into tourists, and I can't use them. I'll have to bring them to another craft or bring them back to Kerbin before they'll be of any use. It sucks, but that's the way it is. So, that's our timeline, 16 days. Shouldn't be a problem because as soon as we undock the modules from inside the cargo bay, I believe these modules actually become new crafts, quote unquote, and the habitation rating for everyone will get reset as if they got moved to another craft. I think that's what will happen, but I just need to be able to get to Minmus to undock them, That's the thing. If with 8 days left in my habitation, I can't reliably say that I can get to Minmus and circularize in that short amount of time. And I want to keep these guys on the plane as long as possible so I can get people in good positions and everything. So, and it looks to me like I totally overshot my burn. I think right about there. Yes, like that. Very close. Let's bring it back a little bit. So the first maneuver I set up, it was a really long time. It was 12 days to rendezvous. This one is 7 days. Nice. So that's it's a pretty good transfer, pretty good transmission time, if you will. Transfer time, whatever. So now I think I'm gonna do that. So let's face the node and we'll execute that burn. 15 minutes, perfect. Alright, so the burn appears to have brought us to here. That's 82 and changing. I think it's changing because our craft is rotating. So give me a second for my craft to like calm down and stop rotating a bit. Okay, so we're gonna be about there. And I think if I go prograde a bit more, it should fix it and bring it in closer. So let's turn RCS back on. And we'll just tap the RCS forward a little bit. There we go. Just tap the RCS, little taps, until we get to, actually 15 was good. 8's a little bit much, we could just back it off a bit. Little tap. 16, I like it. Get real nice and close. I am gonna need to adjust and bring it up a little bit because I don't want us to be in super, like this kind of incline is not good. This is equatorial, right? The station, the Minmus station is right on 0, so this is slightly below the equator. So we do need a little bit of an incline. I guess we don't need it. We could just come down over here and then drive over here, or make our maneuver to where it pulls us over. I mean, anyways, fine. I just want to be able to get there and get there quickly. So our maneuver is going to be in about 6 days, 5 hours, 53 minutes. That's pretty much 7 days. So, and we're pointed where we need to be. Hello, Minmus. And now we'll just kind of zoom ahead until flight computer stops us. This plane looks nice, doesn't it? I like it. I like it a lot. I know it's not the most efficient plane. I know I don't have the best ascent profile. I know I don't fly at the best and all that stuff, but I like flying planes. I've been told, very helpful, by the way. If I haven't credited him yet, or if I haven't mentioned him yet, I really need to. Fulgora has been like awesome. He's been very helpful. He restored all my science experiments. I don't remember if I said that in a previous episode or not, but I think I did it in a live stream, but not in an episode. So Fulgora, hats off to you, sir. Thank you very much. He's the reason why my science experiments are all restored in the game. That's great. But also, we've been having a little discussion between the two of us regarding space planes. Fulgora is easily better at this SSTO stuff than I am, easily. But he really recommends using KOS. I don't know how to program. I don't know how to code with KOS. And I don't have the time to learn. And to be honest, and to just to say it frankly, I don't have enough interest in learning to code KOS. Primarily because I like flying planes. I like doing it myself. I like to be involved in the process. And if something goes wrong, if something goes wrong because of piloting skills, I don't see that as being a huge issue. But even if it wasn't a huge issue, even if it was like one of those deals where it's like, okay, I'll use an autopilot system for this now. Okay, cool. Hi, MechJeb. If I wanted an autopilot, I'll just use ascent guidance. Or I'll use a maneuver node planner. If I want to use like scripts and computer stuff to rendezvous with a station or dock to something, I'll use the rendezvous autopilot and the planner. I'll use the docking autopilot. There's all sorts of stuff in here. Spaceplane guidance. Do I want to land? I'll use the landing guidance. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff I can just do automated with MechJeb, and it works fairly well in my limited experience using it anyway. But the thing is, I don't use those tools. I don't use those tools with MechJeb either, because I don't like using someone else's, like, I don't know, autopilot, somebody else's scripts and stuff to do the jobs that I should be doing myself. That's just the way I feel about it. It's not about like a moral thing or anything. If you know how to do that stuff, more power to you. My hats are off, my thumbs are up in the air. You're awesome. I just choose not to. I just don't care. I don't want to. That's the only thing. So, okay. Anyway. So we've had a discussion in the comments about that stuff, and I just wanted to like address it in a video, just to kind of explain why I don't use KOS, so that Not just him. I've had comments from other people as well asking me why I don't use KOS and things, and that's the reason why. One, the primary reason why I don't have an interest in learning how to do it is because I just like to do it myself anyway. I enjoy doing it myself. I genuinely enjoy playing the game rather than spending my time coding and letting the game play itself. I don't want to do that. And then piggybacking off of that, because I don't know how to do it, that's why I don't use it. So, and I don't have enough interest to learn. Okay, so here's this. Interest to learn and also time to learn. I'm a very busy guy. I'm not as busy as I used to be, but I'm busy enough to where I don't want to spend time on that. This apoapsis is really far out. I need to adjust this maneuver some more. Minmus, we're going to be seeing a lot of each other. We are. We're going to be seeing a lot of each other. The primary place where we build all of our stuff. Now you might be wondering why I chose Minmus instead of the moon. I think I've explained that before, but it's been a long time, so let me refresh you. It takes way less delta V to leave Minmus than it does to leave the moon. So anything that we're building will have a lot more fuel on its way to its destination. In addition to that, there's a couple other benefits to this. One, we're really far away from Kerbin. We're really far out, to the point where if we wanted to leave Kerbin's sphere of influence and go someplace else, we're kind of already out here. You know, to make that happen. So if I want to leave, now granted, it's going to be a lot more efficient if I was to, for example, if I wanted to go to Duna, right now would be a great time to burn because we're already on this side, or on the outer side of it, right? So like we could leave for Duna for less, right? And then with Eve, we could do it on this side. If we need a boost, to Delta V, or we want a little extra oomph behind it, right? Maybe go into Erlum for our satellite network, which, how far away is that? That's 247 days. It's just before our Eve encounter, or our Eve transfer window, I mean. But if we want to go to like Erlum or something really far away, we can always like basically leave Minmus and eject ourselves in such a way that we can use Kerbin's gravity to like get a gravity assist a little bit and get some free speed out of it, right? Some free some free velocity out of that, and by using Kerbin's gravity. And we can do that much easier from Minmus than we can from the moon, and also to greater effect. So ultimately, the base is a much better idea to do this on Minmus. I don't know about like the efficiency in terms of like an actual mining base to resupply the PISS. I'm tempted to actually do the resupply stuff to the PISS from the moon. I'm tempted to do that only because there's all these burns that you have to make to get to Minmus, like to correcting your inclination and stuff, which does use like 250, 300 meters per second every time you do that. So from the station. So I'm not sure if there's really all that, because it takes about the same amount of Delta V, pretty close, to get to the moon than it does to get to Minmus, but it takes way less to get from Minmus back to Kerbin than it does to the moon, simply because of gravity. The thing is, you have to expend more Delta V to get the inclination to get to Minmus, and that's where it costs more. So I'm unsure of how that works. I think it's still a better idea to do it on Minmus, but I don't know. I think I'm right on that. All right, so it looks like we're gonna have a good. Looks like we got a good maneuver here. Kill the rotation. Our apoapsis is just over 10. Periapsis is just under 10. Looks good. I adjusted our inclination slightly with this burn as well, so that we would end up being kind of like a little lower than the equator, right around this area, this point in time. And it looks like we're gonna be kind of right over where we want to land, and pretty soon too. Okay, guys, I think we're about ready to go here. We've went around Minmus, I think only once really. I've been off doing other things while that's been happening. Let's open up the cargo bay. It's the only way I can actually play KSB with enough like reliability and consistency, as much as there is anyway. Is if I just integrate KSP into my normal workday and just sort of like do it while I work. I think we're gonna start with the agricultural module, because it's small, and I think I could probably get it in position easier, and maybe, I don't know. I am worried about decoupling this and having it hit the solar panel, but I think there's a lot less force behind the ejection if I have just this little thing hitting this than if I have the whole thing hitting it. So let's go ahead. I did reduce the force of the separator in the VAB or in the spaceplane hangar when I was building it and stuff. So I'm hoping that helps. Cross our fingers. Let's see the life support stuff actually. 9 days. We have 68 days worth of supplies. That's gonna be reduced for a couple of these guys right now. Decoupled. Oh, okay, we're hitting stuff, but that's okay. We did not break anything. Nope, we're good. Okay. We are good. Now, we only have 8 minutes of supplies for Kit and Harvey. Then they're going to go into what's called a starving stage. But they can be starving for 15 days, I think. It's kind of absurd. They can be starving for 15 days before they go into tourist mode, so I'm not worried about it. So, okay, so now we have to get some separation between us and that module, and I think it's happening naturally. I am doing this well in advance of the point where we have to burn, so we're right here, and we need to kind of start working our way to burn right about when this gets around here. This is probably going to move to around here by the time we get there, so I'm going to maybe just make a maneuver here really quick. It's about 19 minutes away. That's more than enough time for this to separate itself. So it's 158 meters per second. We currently have, I think, a lot more than that. Like a lot more than that on the plane. So I think we're going to be fine. Or on this module, we're going to be fine. So let's switch to this module. And we have, 1,500 meters per second of delta V on this thing. Way overkill on the fuel. I could have put some of this fuel in the plane, but it's not a whole lot of rocket fuel, right? Like this amount of fuel on the plane would take the plane maybe, I don't know, 40 meters per second, you know, maybe. But on this little module here, though, it goes 1,500, so it's a lot. Okay, so we've got reaction wheels on each of the tanks. This is going to allow me to move it back and forth. The wheels are kind of doing something funny, though. Gonna have to adjust those. They seem to be... Oh, no. Hang on, let's maybe... Can I control these independently? If I inverse the steering on this... Oh, no. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I did. I didn't do that, did I? Did I do that afterwards? Because that's not how I designed them. If you don't know what I'm talking about, these two wheels are in symmetry mode and these two wheels are in symmetry mode, which means like they're supposed to be this way. These two are symmetrical and these two are symmetrical, but apparently it's this way. So that makes turning... That's going to make moving around a nightmare. I can't tell this to do things... I can't tell this to do it just this one wheel. Like I want this wheel... This is inverted now and this is inverted. This is normal and this is normal. So if I wanted this to go back to normal, it's going to shift this one to normal as well. Yeah, it did. Damn. Okay, that's going to make things tricky. We need to get as close as possible to our objective. We need to get as close as possible. We're going to get... I think we have enough separation here. I am worried about the plane being in our way. Once we come around, I'm worried about the plane being, you know, in our way. So maybe I go retrograde now, do just a really small burn, just to get a little bit more separation between us. And then once we get away from the plane, we'll be able to, we'll have better frame rates and stuff too. So let's increase the throttle here. Oh. Wait, what? Why do we not have... Well, first off, let's extend the solar panels before we run out of electricity, before we can't do it. This isn't working. I can't stage it. It's not working to stage it. Okay. Oh, no. Can I activate it? Okay, I can activate it that way. Yes, it works. Okay, so you just have to activate it manually. Whew, that was close. I was like, okay, we are already in rescue mode. That's great. That's wonderful. It wouldn't be that bad. It would be a junked module. The module would be toast. Well, I mean, we could always go retrieve it, I suppose. But I'd just take these 2 Kerbals and bring them back to the plane right now. We're not that far away, and you know, we would just go from there. So that's not a big deal. Okay, let's speed up a little bit here. Now I want to set the target, and I want to set my target as. Is it that one right there, or is it the other one? I think it's this one. I think it's that one. They have the same name. Launch probe and surface scanner launch probe and surface scanner launch probe. Oh, this is the launch landed, and this is launch probe landed. Okay, I guess I don't know the difference, but I'm gonna go with it being the bottom one there. So that is our target. Okay then. Our target is located right there. Perfect, we can see it. Now we just have to get down there to it. And we need to do it before we run out of electricity, which we have plenty of charge. I think we should be fine. Let's speed up here. I'm not really gonna go by the maneuver, honestly. I don't think the maneuver is gonna be accurate for me. I think I'm gonna do it now. Let's go ahead. We're facing retrograde. We have SAS. Let's go. Burn ourselves down a bit here. We are gonna have to get close to this thing. I'm gonna do this nice and slow. Not gonna worry about, we have tons of fuel. Like, we could stay up here. We could probably just levitate above Minmus for like 10 minutes and not have to worry about anything. All right, not 10 minutes. Well, we could levitate above Minmus for about 10 minutes. We have 5 minutes at full thrust, so, and we have a huge thrust to weight ratio, so I'm not really worried about it. I think it's like 11, our thrust to weight ratio. I think it's like 11 to 1 right now, so I'm not really concerned about it. Okay, finally we have good frame rates. The plane is more than 2 kilometers away. Bye-bye, plane. And we have great frame rates now. Okay, so getting over that way, right? That's the tricky part. I think we're gonna just kind of move a little bit like this. And let's see where our trajectory is. I am gonna want to get rid of this maneuver. It's not needed anymore. And I think we're gonna have to go, yeah, we're gonna have to go towards it a bit more. A bit more. So let's aim ourselves that way, fire the, whoa, that's not what I want to do. Hey, you're not instability assist, you're trying to go retrograde still. Let's go this way. There you go. Hold on. Yep, and let's just kind of, that should probably do it. That little bit's probably all we needed. Yeah, I'll need a little bit more. Let's do just a little bit more. Right about like that. Good. And then I think from there, we'll just kind of face up, I suppose. But like this. And just kind of maybe extend our flight a little bit. And let's see what happens there. We're doing okay. Minmus is rotating away from us, so I probably should go a little bit more. I know this is not the most efficient, so before anyone says, that's really inefficient, I know. I know, it's not. It's not efficient at all. But I have tons of fuel, and I want to get this right. Because these wheels, I think, are going to make it a nightmare to drive on the surface. And I don't want to deal with that nightmare. Okay, I think we're good. Let's change this to surface mode. And we'll just kind of time accelerate a bit here. Gonna get right over it if I can. Okay, let's pause this really quick. Or not pause, but stop the time acceleration really quickly. We're gonna go this way just a little bit more. Okay, now I want to face surface retrograde. And prepare to stop my movement here. I think this is probably good. Let's go ahead and just Let's just kill the lateral velocity right here. Okay. So we're falling pretty much straight down at this point. And I want to get over closer to that thing. So let's tilt myself that way. Just kind of, you know, talk this thing into going that way a little bit more. You know? There we go. Down we go. Getting closer. Okay, we cannot time warp anymore. We're below 3,000 meters. Okay. So we have the long fall down, but that's okay. I'm not really concerned about the long fall as much as I am the drive. I don't want the long drive, right? Because I think this is going to be a nightmare. It might not even be movable. I might need to like get a rover on it. With the wheels like that, I don't even know what they're going to do. Oh, stability assist again. Alright, let's move this kind of maybe that way a bit. Just kind of like that. Space retrograde again. I think we're falling about as close as I'm going to be able to get it to this thing. Which is pretty close. We're under a kilometer away, so that's good. We are going to make sure we have to make sure we're turned the right rotation too. Okay, let's slow ourselves down a bit here. And we'll fall slowly to the surface. The last 100 meters. Got about 300 meters away. I'm happy with that. That's a pretty good outcome. Yeah. Fall down. That would have been way harder without Kit in it. It would have been way harder without Kit in here. I think it's to the point where it wouldn't even be, I would probably not even be as successful. Okay, the motors are off. We have to turn the motors on. I have no idea. Oh yeah, see this is already enabled because I enabled this one. So they're in symmetry in this direction, not in this direction. That sucks. Okay, so that means this one's on now. Yep. Can I go forward? Oh god. That's forward, that's backwards. Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. We're also tilting a lot. So that's the reaction wheels. So let's reduce the wheel authority a bit. And can we... Alright, we can kind of move it. I can kind of get it to where if I go like slanted a bit. Oh man, this is difficult. Let's increase the wheel authority just a little bit more here. See if I can get this to... I kind of have to get the wheels to spin so that they're spinning. There we go. And then when they catch the ground, they push me forward a bit. Oh man, I don't know what we're going to do here. I'm kind of moving. It's not exactly controlled. It's sideways. We're kind of moving at an angle here. But we are moving forward in the direction we want to go. I kind of have control of this. You have to have just the right amount of like reaction wheel and the regular wheels and just enough to where you can... I think this is close enough. I think we're heading towards our goal, right? Oh. We're going so slow. I'm gonna let this thing go slow though. I mean, moving my wheels like this though, I'm draining my battery super fast. Not sure that's a good idea. I think I'm just gonna let this roll. We're gonna do a physics time warp like this, and I'm just gonna like turn the wheels and let it roll its natural roll. If I do it, if I don't touch the controls at all and it just rolls straight, it uses a lot less energy. So maybe I'll just do that for a while and then I can't turn. Oh, yes I can. Oh, it's Q and E. Oh, right, rotation. Right, rotating, but it's inverse rotation. So I try to rotate. Oh, that's weird. I try to rotate counterclockwise, it turns clockwise. If I try to turn clockwise, it goes counterclockwise. That's okay. But I can turn though. And it's not actually the wheels turning, right? The wheels aren't doing anything. It's the reaction wheels rotating the craft and just forcing the wheels to. Okay. Well, we are approaching the rover. I think this is good. Let's get out of this time warp. I guess the wheels are turning a little bit. Let's hit the brakes here. And we'll let this module just sit here. Because this module is not going to go close to that. It's actually going to probably be over here. Yeah, I'm a little bit off. I need the sunlight. But there's a hill here. And I think the agroponics is going to be the tail end of the whole base. So agroponics is at the very end. And so, because there's no flexitube on this side, it's another agricultural module. So, yeah, we're going to have to move this anyway. But we'll leave this here, and then we'll go get the other vessel. Okay, back to the plane, where we have terrible frame rates for some reason. That's really strange. Why do we have such bad frame rates with the plane? There's not that many parts. I mean, it's probably just the fact that the base module has a ton of parts, but I don't know. Anyway, so how about we release this little probe here, I guess. We could try to lower that down, make sure the supplies are ready to go. That sound like a good idea? If I do that, though, then that means that these guys are operating with no supplies for longer. Well, not really. It would mean that these guys are operating with no supplies for longer. And I need these guys to actually be able to return to Kerbin. And by these guys, I mean just Andre. It's only one guy, but maybe it's better to wait. I don't know. We have a solar panel here. We can release that. There's this antenna. We can activate that. We don't really need this antenna for the plane. This plane actually has this antenna here. So, and this has a 1.2 million, 1.5 million meter range. So, huge range on that. Okay, I think it's probably okay to just release this thing. So, we'll take the supplies. We got model prop. We got Werner engines. Wait. Ooh, hey, wait. I put Werner's on this. Aren't Werner's the ones that... Oh, damn it. I think they are. Oh, no. I think Werner's are... I didn't pay attention to which ones I put on here. I just looked at monopropellant engines and said, yeah, that one looks good. I mean, I did this thing was really quick. I did this really quick. I didn't think much about it. I thought it was too easy to think about it. I think Werner's take liquid fuel and oxidizer, don't they? I think they do. I think they do, guys. I don't know if I'm confident in releasing this. I might have to keep this. I'm pretty sure they do. I'm going to look this up on my other monitor. I'm pretty sure they do. I don't want to mess this up. Okay, so I've looked it up on my other monitor, and yeah, these engines actually take liquid fuel and oxidizer. They don't take monopropellant. So this is kind of a waste. This isn't going to work. I can't lower this down there. I won't be able to control anything. They'll just float around like a satellite. That's not what I want. I'm going to need to do something about that. I'm going to have to take it back with me. That sucks. Which means these guys aren't going to have supplies. I'm going to have to... Should I? I'm kind of thinking I should. Send more supplies to these guys before I... The thing is, I don't have a whole lot of time. I have... Well, how long will it take to get over to the rendezvous point again here? How long will it take to get here? Yeah, 14 minutes. I don't have enough time, I don't think, to launch another vessel, get it in a trajectory to where it's on its way. I mean, 14 minutes should be enough time to launch a rocket, right? If I got a rocket up here, just sent supplies that way. I think it'll be fine. I'll send the medical. Here's what I'll do. I'll send the medical facility next once we get this done, because these guys are just going to be starving for 15 days. I'm going to send the medical center next, get the medical thing lowered down. The medical thing will have supplies on it, and then we can take all the tourists and we can restore them in the medical bay, and then continue. I think that's how I have to do that. This new life support system is going to trick me up. Of course, this time I was tricked up by something that's stock, so I have no complaints there. Or no excuses there, but... I can't believe I did that. I just thought it was too simple to mess it up, you know? It's just too easy. No way we can mess that up. Okay, I am going to release this now. Decouple. There we go. And that will punch its way out of the cargo bay because it was already touching this bay. And so since the parts are touching that, it'll have like a little bit of a... The parts try to separate themselves, and so that ends up creating force. That ends up lifting the thing straight out of there. Look at that. Boom! That's the wrong part. That's the right part. Sweet. So once we're clear of these... Once we're clear of the cargo bay, which we pretty much are, let's extend our solar panels, make sure we stay powered. And we want to do this one at a time. Pretty sure I want to do this one at a time. So let's go ahead and decouple this. Who's in this? Who's in the... This is the Pioneer module, right? Yeah. Who's in here? Jaden, our miner, is in here. We're going to need to use MechJeb then because we won't have SAS. Okay, here we go. Decouple this. And that created the separation we need, right? Wrong thing again. Here we go. Yep. So we are separated. Let's speed up time just a little bit. Getting away from the plane. And I think I want to get away from the other module too. This is going to drop down, I think, probably around here. 33 minutes from now. Really? 33 minutes? That seems like enough time, actually. 33 minutes is totally enough time. Why is this one 33 minutes, but the other one was 14? Is it really that much time difference? Between... I guess so. I mean, Minmus is... I guess it takes a long time to orbit Minmus. So let's just make a maneuver there. And we'll have... Yeah, I think that's probably fine. This will rotate... You know what? I really think I need to. I think I need to send supplies up now and get the other module on its way. I'm thinking I'm gonna do it. The only thing is, like, I want to get these things... I want to get this stuff down here in this episode, you know? I want to get it down in this episode. But should I really, like, put the content of a video ahead of the mission? Because, honestly, I think it's probably a smarter idea to at least get something on its way while we're doing this. And if I can get a maneuver done, if I can get a craft, at least into space in 33 minutes, then I can lower this module down, launch the other one to get it on its way here, then lower this down. Then I can figure out what I'm doing on the surface and get all this stuff configured and connected while the other module is already on its way. I really think that's the better way to go. I'm going to do that. We're going to the Space Center.